Welcome to this explainer. Go ahead and take a deep, slow breath, clear your mind, and just step into a space of profound contemplation with me. Today, we're diving into a really radical paradigm shift proposed by the source material. We're going to take a journey that moves away from a purely matter-based understanding of the human body and completely shifts gears into a plasma energy paradigm. It's a whole new way of looking at ourselves and the universe. We'll be breaking down our analysis today into 6 key areas. We're going to look at the dual-system paradigm, the magnetic heart engine, breathing and detachment, universal plasma physics, the mountain demonstration, and finally, we'll wrap up with the concepts of sound, soul, and light. Let's get started. Section 1. The dual-system paradigm, or going from matter to universal energy. To really wrap our heads around this science, the source defines the human entity through this fascinating dual-system model. On one side, you've got the matter state. Think of this as your blood circulation. It's reactive and entirely limited by what we can physically measure. But then, on the exact opposite side, you have the energy state. This is represented by the lymph system, which the research frames as anticipatory and literally a direct participant in cosmic plasma. Now, right where this energy state of the lymph and the matter state of the blood actually meet, they form what's called a fusing section. The text explains that this isn't just basic biological plumbing, okay? It's a highly dynamic, energetic boundary. And it's the precise balancing of this boundary that actually creates the cells of your skin and other bodily structures. This whole concept brings us to a kind of geometric logic. It suggests that the literal 3D spatial positioning of our vessels is what dictates our physical boundaries. For example, if the lymph system sits on the top layer with the nerves tucked right behind it, that manifests as your skin. But if the blood vessel is positioned closest to the core, followed by the lymph, well, that manifests as bone. So we're really looking at a spatial architecture of energy here. 80%. Just think about that number for a second. While traditional biology is totally focused on caloric intake, the food we eat to survive, the reality presented by this research is entirely different. It proposes that humans actually absorb 80% of their total energy directly from the surrounding environment. And this happens through the lymph system, specifically right around the upper shoulders. The source also brings up a totally new way to look at blood pressure. It posits that your diastolic reading, that's the lower number, like the 80 in 120/80, isn't actually just the heart resting. Far from it. Instead, it represents the magnetic pull strength of the lymph. It's the exact amount of pull needed to draw that energy state lymph right into the matter state blood vessels. All right, moving into section 2, the magnetic heart engine, also known as the volcanic emitter. According to this research, your heart isn't just some simple mechanical pump. It's actually described as a biological black hole, literally, a high-order magnetic field emitter. You can picture it operating like a volcanic eruption of magnetic energy. It pulls fields from the lower sections of the body and fountains them straight upward to feed what the source calls the spirit of the man. So it's not running on the sandwich you had for lunch, it's running on this continuous, powerful draw and release of magnetic fields. 8 milliseconds. This very specific tiny gap in time between your heartbeats is said to represent a standard, perfectly healthy operation. And it's exactly inside this precise millisecond gap that the connection between your internal system and the universal lymph is maintained. It's a literal transfer window for the essential command codes of life. But here's the catch. This gap can actually shrink down to just 2 milliseconds. The text suggests that holding on to severe negative emotions actively alters that heartbeat gap. When that happens, it imprints a literal death code directly into your physicality. And the research actually links this shortened gap to the triggering of severe diseases like cancer or ALS. So the really profound takeaway for us here is this. The claim is that our longevity, our health, and even our ability to eventually transition through space depend entirely on managing these internal magnetic gaps. We have to be incredibly careful about the emotional imprints we allow into our energetic fields. Which brings us to Section 3, breathing and detachment, the mechanics of transmutation. The material frames the simple act of breathing as a massive energetic exchange. Think of the inhale as the psychological act of literally taking the universe inside of you, which creates a state of excitement. Then the exhale is releasing any unneeded energy right back out to the universe. By controlling this rate of exchange, the text says we can actually help ourselves master the absolutely critical emotion of detachment. And by mastering this detachment, well, the research claims a human being paves the ultimate way for transmutation. We're talking about transcending our physical limitations to basically become a universal energy pack. The theory is that by carrying the conditions of Earth completely internally, we could literally eliminate the need for spacesuits or heavy physical hardware to travel through the cosmos. Let's look deeper into that in Section 4, Universal Plasma Physics, and going beyond the constraints of matter. So the source material argues that there's a totally critical distinction between temperature and heat when we're talking about space. See, in the plasma state, fields expand completely independently of matter. That means a plasma field could technically have a temperature of 1 million degrees, yet physically remain ice cold. The Foundation uses this exact concept to completely challenge the mainstream idea that humans can't travel safely through deep space radiation belts. Think of meteorites hitting Earth's atmosphere for a second. They create this incredible friction and light right at the boundary line, right? But surviving in extreme cosmic environments, according to this new paradigm, is all about field expansion, not matter state limits. It's why life thrives in the freezing, crushing depths of the ocean or the vacuum of space. It's all because of the independent expansion of these plasma fields. Moving on to Section 5, the mountain demonstration, science beyond academic limits. To definitively resolve a dispute about the creation of matter, the text outlines a pretty incredible demonstration held up in the Chinese mountains. It's claimed that right there, in the presence of 3 generals, gold was successfully produced in completely unconditioned atmospheric states. This was done to prove to the observers once and for all that matter creation relies entirely on universal plasma fields and absolutely not on specific planetary conditions. Now, as you might guess, the source notes a ton of resistance from established academics. They rely heavily on that classic show me to believe it mentality. The text even describes instances where physical production evidence was just allegedly ignored because of administrative deceit. Ultimately, the Foundation asserts that this science completely operates on its own independent merit. It doesn't need traditional academic validation to be true. And finally, Section 6, Sound, Soul, and Light, the ultimate transmutation. According to the material, the ultimate goal of all of this is reverse transmutation. The idea is that by understanding the deep mechanics of sound, we can actually use our own skin to absorb universal energy directly. The theory states that doing this fully saturates our physicality, and the incredible result? It renders the human digestive system and our current reliance on the violent consumption of other life forms completely obsolete. No more eating to survive. And so, at the very end, the source leaves us to ponder a massive question. Will humanity just remain trapped as consumers of matter, forever bound by gravity? Or will we finally master the emotion of detachment, absorbing the universe directly to take our rightful place as sources of universal light?